Absolutely shameful. Of course, for all of us Indian cricket fans, but especially for the team. They are the 11 players who have given their all, their sweat, their blood, 3 tests. But now the fact is that what seemed to be a bit of a problem is now the biggest cause of concern. That is kind of threatening the future of Indian cricket altogether. Yes, that's how serious it is. Fact is that Virat Kohli, as we were discussing, is not only struggling against spin, but he is, practically speaking, he is not able to play spin at all. It's looking like he doesn't know how to play spin. And that, much more than us, is, I wouldn't say shameful, but is embarrassing for Virat Kohli. Certainly it is. The same Virat Kohli who used to score hundreds for fun, not runs for fun, hundreds for fun across formats, who was such an outstanding batter, who was scoring 200s in 2016, is now struggling to score even 2 runs. And as a cricket fan, it is, I don't know, it's extremely painful to see this. Now, I'm not saying that his time is up, he should retire. Maybe he should, I don't know. I won't comment on that. But the fact is that in today's day and age, you need players who are playing domestic cricket. You need players who are playing spin. A wide array of spinners, as I've been speaking on and on this, right? What they teach you in academy, when you go to the academy to learn cricket, how to play spinners. You have to look at their fingers when they are bowling an off spinner, whether he's bowling an off spin delivery, an arm ball, or a straight one, or a seam up delivery. How do you recognize it? How do you prepare for it? Or whether it's a variation, whatever it is, you have to be prepared by looking at the fingers and the hands, and that is what all the batters are taught. Now, unfortunately, the Indian players, especially Virat Kohli, I don't know, seem to have forgotten that. Seem to have played a bit too much of international cricket, of cricket on such pitches where spin is not that effective, because of which they've forgotten the art of playing spin, which at a time we used to be great at, right? Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, Saurav Ganguly, VVS Lakshman, even Cheteshwar Pujara, till a few years back, they were all experts in playing spin. Virat Kohli himself, he was so good against spin all his life. But something seems to have transpired in the last 2-3 years, and it looks like he's never played spin in his life. That's what it looks like when he bats right now. That's how embarrassing it is for all of us, and especially for him. So the solution, I don't know. I think he has to play domestic cricket. There's no other option, because you have to again go back to the basics of watching the fingers, how the bowler is looking to bowl, and then be prepared to bat accordingly. To speak on this, I just want to share one anecdote that I've heard from one of my former colleagues, who's a senior journalist and who has covered times when Sachin Tendulkar, the legend, the god of cricket, used to play for India, right? So Sachin Tendulkar played his last test, his farewell test match, at Mumbai at the Wankhede Stadium in 2013, right? Now, that is his last test match. Everybody knows that Sachin is going to retire after this, and he's had such an illustrious career. He's the greatest of all time. He's the best batter the world has ever seen, right? He can always say that, I've been scoring runs for all these years. I've played cricket for 24 years. I don't need to practice. I can come in any time and I'll be able to play all bowlers. So who are these West Indian bowlers? They are not great bowlers. I'll be able to handle them. And he probably would have been able to. But what did he choose to do? He chose to spend 4 hours, yes, you heard it right, 4 hours in the nets. He asked Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Ravichandran Ashwin and Pragyan Ojha to bowl all kinds of deliveries they had to him. In the nets, he created a rough, and he asked them to bowl in the rough, right? From where the ball turns square at times, the ball bounces at times, the ball doesn't bounce, stays low at times. So you never know what the ball is going to do. And he defended them. Then for a few deliveries, he chose to play only on the leg side. Then a few deliveries, he chose only to play on the off side, right? That is the commitment that he had towards the game. That is the dedication he had towards the game. And this is at the fag end of his 24-year illustrious career of international cricket. Can you imagine? I mean, that is why he is the GOAT. That is precisely why. And Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, he asked to bowl in-swingers, out-swingers, bouncers, yorkers. He played all of it. While he's played like 100 times better bowlers all his life. He's played Wasim Akram. He's played Glenn McGrath. He's played the great West Indian bowlers of his time, 80s, 90s. I'll tell you one more interesting fact. Prior to this test series, this last test series that India had against West Indies, this series started on the 6th of November 2013, just a week prior to this. October 27 to October 30th, 2013, there was a Ranji Trophy match between Mumbai and Haryana. Sachin Tendulkar played for Mumbai. He won the test match for Mumbai, scoring 79 not out in the second innings. He played that test match. He played that Ranji game for Mumbai. Can you imagine? Sachin Tendulkar, just prior to this, and it's not that he just played this Ranji match. He was playing Ranji consistently, continuously for all his life. He's played Ranji Trophy. So he never compromised on practicing spin, of practicing the local domestic bowlers. Right? And I'm not saying today's batters are doing that, because I understand that their schedules are packed. They have the IPL. Up till a few months back, they were playing T20 cricket. They had 3 formats. There was so much, of course. And the BCCI has to look into it. But the fact is that is the kind of commitment that Sachin Tendulkar had. He too had a family. He too had all other interests in life. Did he compromise? And when we look at today's superstars, today's legends, is cricket their top priority? Is truly cricket their top priority? Or has it been replaced in the last few years? That's a question we need to ask. Because in my opinion, it isn't. Whether it should or not, I think it certainly should. Because if you would have been able to manage having cricket as your third or fourth priority, there would have been no problem. But clearly it's not so. Clearly the numbers show. Clearly we can see that you're not able to handle the spinners. So either it has to become your top priority, alongside other things. No sacrifice, no compromise. Certainly, everything is important. Everybody has the right to have a family. Everybody has the right to have a personal life. You're a human being. You're not a machine. But the fact is that if Indian cricket is suffering because of it, that's a serious cause of concern. Because I am a huge fan of Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. But I truly believe that nothing's bigger than the country. Nothing's bigger than the game. Therefore, we must look into the fact that if we have good replacements in store, whether it's a Ruturaj Gaikwad, a Devdutt Padikkal or a Sai Sudarshan, if we truly think that they are more committed at this point to playing domestic cricket, to performing, learning to perform outside of India, within India, against international bowling lineups, why not give them a try? Because after the Border Gavaskar Trophy, the team is selected for the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Both of these players are going. Now, as far as Rohit Sharma is concerned, it's being said that he'll miss the Perth Test. I personally believe he won't be seen in the Border Gavaskar Trophy at all. It doesn't mean he'll retire, but I feel he may not. If he does, that's great. But fact is that after that, you have to look at replacements. That's the ultimate truth that we may not agree with right now, we may not want to accept, but we'll see with time what happens. Abhimanyu Ishwaran has to be that opener, but he has to learn to perform in international cricket. Who replaces Virat Kohli? That is the big question. As of now, looks like it's Sai Sudarshan, but they too have to learn, right? Now coming back to Sachin Tendulkar, as I told you, he played that Ranji game. Prior to that, you know what happened? So there was a West Indies A versus India A 3-test match series. You know who played for India A? There was Virendra Sehwag. There was Sachin Tendulkar. Can you imagine the kind of legend he was, the kind of career he's had? He's playing for India A. Why? He wants to practice. He wants to be prepared. Then he's playing Ranji Trophy. He's taking flights after flights. He has a family. He's 40 years old at that point. Still traveling, still playing for India. That is commitment. That is dedication. That is keeping the team above yourself. MS Dhoni, his daughter was about to be born. He didn't come back. Now that is debatable whether he should have or not. That's a personal choice. But what is the reason he gave for not wanting to come back? He said, I'm on national duty. That is commitment. That is, I think, the greatest example of commitment, of dedication that you can give. But that can also turn into a toxic example. You can't expect everyone to do that because they're humans, and that's perfectly fine. But now we have officially arrived at the time of transition. For a very long time, we haven't discussed Virat Kohli's stats in Test cricket, but in the last 5 years, fact is he hasn't performed. 2023, he did. That 186 against Australia was awesome. But if you look at the last 5 years, would any other cricketer have survived in the Indian team after this kind of a performance? Pujara didn't. Rahane didn't. He's a legend, Virat Kohli. Certainly he gets a longer rope. But now time, if it's not up, it seems to be nearly getting up. So we have to quickly rebuild the side. World Test Championship final is gone. We shouldn't think of it at all. We should now focus on rebuilding this side. In Australia, I think I won't say that we are going to be whitewashed because I think our batters will perform slightly better than this, though I won't make any predictions from here. But I think Rohit Sharma will find it easier because the pitches are such that the ball comes to the bat. The pitches are very pacey, very bouncy. So for a batter like him, it will be easy to play the pull shots, easy to play on the rise because he's that kind of a batter. So he may find it easy if he does play. Now we don't know what is going to transpire. But overall, very, very disappointed. I think Virat Kohli has really let all his fans down. He's let himself down with the kind of reputation he has, the stats he has, the records he has. This doesn't look like, I mean, even saying that this looks like Virat Kohli out of form is, I don't know, it's a tremendous understatement. This doesn't look like, this looks like one of us is batting for India. You know, if we bat, how will we bat if we play international cricket? That is how Virat Kohli is batting right now, especially against the spinners. I think here I'll stop. I don't want to criticize the team. Idea is not to criticize. Idea is to ask questions. Idea is to look at solutions, arrive at solutions at the earliest. How can we progress as a team? How can we progress as a nation in international cricket and win trophies again? So thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.